enjoy having breakfast in bed. I like waking up to the smell of bacon. Sue me. And since I don't have a butler, I have to do it myself.
Man, I wonder why JonTron went, no! I don't know, maybe it's because he's trying to prevent us from reviewing this movie, but we're just going to have to find out. Anyway, what is up, everybody? My name is the Austinator, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another DC Animated Movie Universe review. Tonight, we're talking Justice League Dark, but in order for us to do so, we have the usual suspects, of course. We have Anime Talk, Dylan. What's up, Dylan?
What is up? You guys can find me not only on Star Wars Network's channel, Zach Galaziola's channel. For earlier today, we did Scream 2 first reaction. You can find me on the Austinator channel. We were just on Tim's Talk, and you can find me on Tuesday for Anime Talk, where I gather a bunch of friends and talk anime. This week, we're talking Chainsaw Man. Hopefully, you guys enjoy it and come and chat with us. Thanks for having me on, Austin.
Not a problem, Dylan. Wow, he just went right into it, man. He must be really excited.
I had to, dude.
What's up, Deshaun? And we have Terrashawn fan. This is the animated movie where Trigon fought Darkseid. No, this is actually not that one. It's actually the first one. I think you're talking about Apocalypse War. This is the first Justice League Dark. So, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting review. And, of course, we got Star Wars Network. Say hello, Star Wars Network. All right, you love to hear a very great explanation there, Ninjoid. And then, of course, we have Zach Gaxiola. Oh, well, hello. Hello, Zach. You look a little bit different than usual.
Zach has turned into a cat.
I don't know. Is it something Zach. You did? Is it something you did with your hair, Zach?
Yeah.
Must be you, man. I didn't know you were even going into the ventriloquist act where you're doing stuff with your mouth closed. That's actually very impressive.
Yeah, I know, right? I have an act for that.
You definitely lost a little weight. You definitely look. This is the best look you've had in a long time.
Gee, thanks.
Zach, have you shaved recently? I mean.
He does seem a little hairier.
Oh. Yeah, what's up, everyone?
You did what up? Since Dylan kind of already went into his stuff, Zach, where can they find you at?
You can find me and this adorable little fluff ball here on my channel, Zach Gaxiola, where next week we will be reviewing Scream 3. I pushed it up a week because I have plans around the 11th of February for when we were originally going to review Scream 3. So now, next week, we are going to be reviewing Scream Trace. And then I also want to plug the Cool Kids Review channel, where I will be joining Devin, Mark, The Right Dude, The Geek Informant, all for a live review of M. Night Shyamalan's new movie, Knock at the Cabin, on the 4th of February.
Awesome. And then, of course, we have Star Wars Network. Very good explanation there, Ninjoid. It's good to see you, too. Now, Star Wars Network, Ninjoid, where can they find you at? All right, great explanation there, Ninjoid. Glad to know that everybody knows where your channel is.
Yep.
Kavari comes in, another great episode of The Last of Us. Interesting, very interesting. I heard it's pretty good. Might have to check it out at some point. All right, so we're 5 minutes in. Ninjoid, we understand that you're a very talkative person, all right? You're a little chatterbox, but you gotta let me say it. You gotta let me talk about the movie we're gonna review. So, Ninjoid, as much as I love that you like talking. I love that you're very charismatic, very charismatic right now. But listen, gotta tone it down a little bit. I gotta talk about the movie. And what movie we're talking about tonight, and that is Justice League Dark. Yeah, that's right. Justice League Dark. You want to know Justice League Dark? Yeah, that's right. We're talking Justice League Dark, ladies and gentlemen. And what's Justice League Dark? Well, it's Justice League, but the lights are out. The premise of this movie is a supervillain turn the lights off. Batman just stands around and sleeps on a couch while the other heroes do stuff. I know, crazy, right? No, I'm just kidding, everybody. I am just kidding. No, Justice League Dark. All right, the main premise of this movie. All right, Dylan, are you ready for this? Are you ready for
Yes,
me?
I am.
All right. There's demonic possession happening all over the world, and Batman must find
Tuliari to you.
Batman must find the reasoning behind this, but in order to do so, he has to recruit some magical beings to figure out what's going on and hopefully prevent the world from being possessed from all these dark magical things. Dylan, was I accurate?
Yeah, you were pretty accurate. That's the story.
All right, see.
You may have left one or two details out, but it's okay because they're really not important anyway.
Nah, it's not that important. Alright, so that's the basic plot. Now, it's time to get into the meat, the potatoes, like the important insights. Oh,
Hey, we got Danny in the chat. What up, Danny?
oh, we got Danny in the chat. What's up, Danny? Good to
Hey,
see you.
comic
What up?
chat.
Long time no see, Danny.
Why are these streams so late, Kavari? That's a great question.
Just because of our time.
Because of the time, you're right. What do you think?
Hey,
Spectre or the Living Tribunal?
I mean, hey, it's Justice League Dark, so we gotta review it in the dark.
That's true.
You're right. You guys are right. Good question. Living Tribunal. You know what, chat? I'll leave it up to you guys. Living Tribunal or the Spectre. Danny comes in. This movie was awesome. We're gonna get into that because there's gonna be some interesting thoughts on this panel, Danny. I think I saw some of this movie. This is where Constantine and Satana fight some demonic creatures. Yes. And you know what? Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. Overall thoughts. You know what, Ninjoid? I'm gonna let you go first. What are your overall thoughts? All right, I loved. Great thoughts, Ninjoid. I love it. Dylan, what are your overall thoughts?
My overall thoughts are, well, how do I put this? Not good, not good. Honestly, it's not that bad of a film. I just really felt like I was lost halfway through the movie, and I mean, I kind of wish that Batman kind of did like more jokes, but I'll save all that for my negatives. My overall thoughts is this is a movie that I did not really appreciate.
Let's see here. Danny, this movie was awesome. Apocalypse War is the best. Kavari, Justice League Dark was great. Hated the fact they shoehorned in Batman. Comchat says Dylan needs to feel the Phantom Zone. Well, sorry.
Hello,
Dylan.
bye.
Sorry, Dylan. We have to do it.
Damn it! Jim!
Okay, hold on. Judges in session. What is the problem here?
You put my stuff in Jell-O again.
All right, Dylan. You've been jelloed. Now pray I don't have to jello you again. Danny's like, Batman?
I have altered the deal.
What the
Pray
fuck?
I don't suffer it any further.
Now, Dylan, you better behave yourself.
I don't think I will, but okay.
Let's see here. Did Dylan just say Batman needs more jokes? Yeah, Kavari, Dylan did say that. That's what we had to Jello him.
In this movie, he does, like, legit. He does nothing in this film.
Danny comes in Apocalypse War is the best. It is a very good movie. Yeah, Zach, what are your overall thoughts?
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This is my least favorite of. This is my least favorite of this animated universe, and I have a feeling it's still gonna be that way after rewatching all these movies. The plot was very convoluted. It was just way too weird and out there. I get that's what Justice League Dark is, but it wasn't for me. I don't hate it. It's not a bad movie. I'm just like right in the middle. I'm mixed on it.
Interesting, man. We got two more in the negative. Danny's like, have you seen Batman Ninja, Zach?
Oh, I have it. It is really good. It was I liked the fresh, different take on the character, and the ninja elements were really good.
Yeah, that movie is art, nothing else. We actually did a review on that on my old channel if you guys want to check out Dylan's Little Hobbies, but
Deshaun comes in.
Yeah,
Just like
I do need to rewatch Ninja though. That's a movie I do want to rewatch every now and then.
really, I never want to see that movie again.
Danny said,
a piece of art.
Shit.
I liked it. I mean, I thought it was good.
Zach, I'm sorry
It
to
was
do this,
good.
but Danny wants a Phantom Zone, so here you go.
Don't you do it. You know what?
Damn it! Jim!
Okay, hold on. Judges in session. What is the problem here?
You put my stuff in Jello again.
See, Zach, I had to do it. I had to do it. I just had to do it. The Just League become LOE.
I'm gonna be asking what your hey. I'm gonna be asking you what your favorite scary movie is later tonight.
It's a Nightmare on Elm Street. Danny's like, you crazy. Don't listen to Zach and Dylan. They are high.
I am not.
I think they were too high. Justice League Dark was mid in my opinion. Not bad, but not good. But why the hell they shoehorned Batman in that movie? Because he's part of Justice League Dark, guys. Oh no. Alright. Well, Ninjoid's here, so hello Ninjoid.
Well, Danny, I am not high, but I will admit when I watched Megan, I was drunk.
This movie was absolutely amazing, Austin.
Are you being sarcastic about it?
No.
I think you are. I don't think you're taking this
I
seriously.
really feel like he is.
It is the second best DC animated movie within this universe.
Really?
Okay, that's what he likes.
No. I was being a little bit sarcastic.
Okay, because I honestly couldn't
Yeah,
tell what
this
he
is
said.
more so like my third least favorite one. It's not my least favorite. So, yeah.
All right,
We got 3 haters in the chat tonight.
No, I'm not a hater. I did not say I was a hater.
Okay, we got 2
And I don't
haters
hate it.
and
No, I don't hate
okay,
it
so
either.
we got
I'm
1
just-
hater and 2 people who are like met on it.
Oh God. All right. Well, geez, I feel like Danny's gonna say Phantom Zone Ninjoid because I don't know. I think Ninjoid's going fucking. They're all going crazy here.
Yes, Terror Strong fan, we do
You
need
will.
a horror crossover. Only Michael will whoop Chucky's ass.
Well, we'll see. We'll see about that. Matt Ryan playing John Constantine again was good. Kavari's like, I love Justice League Dark. You know what, Kavari? You're a cool guy.
Good for you, Kavari. Good for you. buddy.
All right, I this might be very controversial here. I know this panel's gonna like absolutely like have like the pitchforks and the flames ready. I liked Justice League Dark more than a couple of these movies. Like,
I agree.
I'm sorry. I like this movie more than Bad Blood, and I like this movie. Honestly, I like this movie more than Justice League versus Teen Titans.
Yeah.
And I like this over Throne of Atlantis.
Okay, I gotta think on that one actually.
I think I might actually like this more than Justice League, or it's at least on par with it.
It's not better than War for me, but I can.
The thing is, and I'm just gonna say this because it's just my overall thoughts.
I acknowledge your opinion. It's wrong, but I will acknowledge your
Phantom Zone yourself, boy.
I will not. And here's the thing. I think the reason why I like this movie more than I think anybody else on this panel is I like that it's very different. Because the problem with a lot of these DC animated movies, they kind of just like not necessarily feel the same, but they're so similar to the point where it's like, oh, like it's just another superhero movie. Like again, they're all good for the most part, but after a while, seeing like just a Batman story or like a Superman story, it kind of gets it gets old. But even though I like those characters, so I like that we're seeing a more magical side of DC. It's something fresh, something different, something new.
Yeah.
It's like it's a nice breath of fresh air. It's not like I like the core Justice League members, but seeing like characters like Constantine, Satana, Swamp Thing to an extent, Etrigan getting their time to shine, and actually expanding on the more magical side of DC, I liked it. Now, I'm not saying this movie is definitely not perfect, but I really liked it. And actually, to answer everybody's question, I'm actually going to dock Justice League vs. Teen Titans, and I'm going to give that movie a B-. So it is one of the weaker movies. But Justice League Dark, it actually got better on a rewatch for me. Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I gotta be honest. It was good.
I'm not saying anything because I'm actually agreeing with you for the most part.
It's so much better. Like when I watched for the first time, I was like, oh, this is so boring. But because I know what happens at the end, this movie is not only necessary, but it's actually improved. But there are still things in it that that are still kind of iffy for me, so we'll get into that when we get into that. And we're actually going to start with we're going to now go into our positives. And you know what, Ninjoid? I'm going to let you start.
Okay. I like Constantine a whole lot as a character in this movie. I liked how he's cocky and he's, I liked the way that this wasn't like a full-on adaptation of the comic book storyline, but basically got the basics of it, which I like that. I like how Constantine is. I like Santana, whatever you want to pronounce her name. I liked her as a character. And again, like what Austin said, I actually do like the magic. Because Austin, we were talking about in the last stream that like kind of Justice League versus Teen Titans introduced magic.
Yeah.
For the first time. Well, I feel like this is to me the proper introduction of magic, which I really like. I even though he's kind of like a negative, I also like Batman in this movie. I like the crux of the story is all right with everything. I mean, I like the brief appearances of Superman, Wonder Woman. I liked, there's not really a whole lot to say about it besides, I mean, it was different and unique more than all of them. I don't know. This one's kind of hard to talk about, Austin.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Kavari comes in. Austin has an eye for great art, and Justice League Dark is art. Thank you, Kavari. I appreciate it.
Well, I
George
would
Dunk-
say it's art, but art is very divisive.
I'd like to see a DC animated movie from the supervillain's perspective, like Lex Luthor, Joker, or Sinestro. Oh, you mean like a Legion of Doom movie? Man, I would have loved to see that in Justice League versus Teen Titans, but no.
No, instead it's just at the beginning.
God. That movie started to grind my gears, guys. It's
And
grinding my gears.
Ocean Master didn't even appear in it. So why set up, right?
Yeah, you know what, Android? We shouldn't talk about Justice League versus Teen Titans. All right, we're past that. It's time for Justice League Dark. We got to look to the current. We got to look the present.
Okay.
It's the past.
You know what really grinds my gears? You, Michael Bay. Fuck you.
Okay.
I'd actually like to see a DC animated movie with Lobo as the main character. That would be interesting.
That would be kind of cool.
Now, Zach, what are your positives in this movie?
Well, I can say I admire the ambition and what it's trying to go for, being something out there and different. And I like that Batman's there. So at least it's one character I know. It's not that I didn't care about any of the other new characters. Like I do really like Constantine and Zatanna, but I'd never even heard of them before when I first saw the movie. So the only one I could really get invested in was Batman. So at least having one familiar character around was, I mean, it's Batman. You know, is he ever bad in any of these movies? Let's just
Wow. I mean, he's bad in some of them. Like Justice League versus Teen Titans, where he literally falls asleep on a couch for the entire final battle. And Throne of Atlantis, where all he does is stand around and goes up to Green Lantern and goes, "So, what did you see down in Atlantis?" But again, it's the
Shut up.
past.
You ever diss Batman again, I'll catch you like a fish, you understand?
All right. Well, you know what?
I'm just kidding. Yeah,
all
but
right,
yeah,
Constantine.
but for real though, yeah, like I said, I like the ambition and the animation, and I guess the plot, even if it's hard to follow, was at least interesting. Question mark. I don't know. It's not that I'm grasping for straws as far as positive. It's as far as positives. It's just this is a very weird movie to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Kavari comes
so-
in. Speaking of Justice League Dark, how about we get WB to make Guillermo del Toro's Justice League Dark a reality? The script was already written from 2014. That would actually be very interesting because del Toro is a very visual, he's very it's creepy, and I think it actually would kind of fit his style. So I kind of would dig it. Not gonna lie.
So long as Batman's in it.
Well, I mean, he is part of the Justice League Dark.
So as long as he doesn't, so it's not like what was the other thing that he wrote, like from 2 years ago? Oh yeah, Troll Hunters: Rise of the Titans.
Oh, speaking of Del Toro, go watch the new Pinocchio movie. It is fantastic.
Yes, it's actually really good. I will agree with that, Zach.
All right. Well, now it's time for my positives. Honestly, I think I have a little bit more positives than you guys. Yeah, I agree. Batman is probably the best he's honestly been since. I'm not gonna lie. This is probably the best he's looked since Justice League War. I mean, in a lot of these movies, he's not really treated as what's the word for it? He's not really treated as important enough. Like, he's more or less the side-ish character. And yeah, he kind of is the side-ish character here, but at least he contributes more in this movie than, say, the other movies. He actually, contributes in the final battle instead of sleeping on a couch or, just standing around. I like the visuals. I think because it's very magic, they can get very creative with how they do their action, and I think they did a really cool job with it, especially in the one action sequence where you have I wouldn't say it's like they break into like this wizard's like place and they have to fight him, and then like Zatanna's voice was like she had no voice. I thought that was pretty interesting how the way they implemented the magic in these action sequences. Constantine, you know what? I am gonna say this because I know the character. I actually like Constantine. I think he's a very interesting character. Like he's very cocky. Like he's kind of a dick, you know, as you saw like the earlier scene where like he's playing poker with a bunch of demons, and you know he's just kind of being a cheating man. And I do agree that voice actor for him, he's like the same guy who does him in the Arrowverse, and he's great as Constantine. So I'll give him props. I like Zatanna's whole character in this movie. I think she has like a good personality to her. I mean, she has a little character arc where she can't really control her powers, and you know, obviously her and Constantine has this past that they kind of talk about, and they do revisit that around the ending of the movie. Deadman, he's an interesting character, especially with the whole the trapeze act and how he died and why he is the way he is. I will admit though, as a bit of a negative, I do think he's a little annoying, but I get it. They're trying to add a little bit more personality to the group. Let's see here. What else did I like? Swamp Thing. The little we get of Swamp Thing, he is interesting enough, and I will say Etrigan, out of all of them, is actually very fascinating. Knowing that he's like from during the days of Merlin, and how he actually had Etrigan was this demon that is attached to this person for like a certain amount of time. And it's very interesting. And also having Etrigan rhyme is actually kind of a fun little quirk about him.
Fun fact, though, I did read somewhere that originally, just randomly, they were originally trying to get David Arquette to play Constantine, but that never went through.
That's very interesting. I don't think I've ever heard about that. That's actually... I wonder why it never went through.
Do you think he would have fit the role? It's a random choice, but I just figured I'd mention that.
I'd say it's weird. I don't know if he would have exactly fit, but I mean, it's like one of those unknown questions that will never really get answered. So,
I mean, hey, if you put the dewdrop in anything, and it makes the movie much better.
I mean, it can, but
Dylan knows what I'm talking about. Put the dewdrop in anything.
Let's see here. Other than Batman, the visuals, I like the characters for the most part. The plot, yeah, I'll talk about some of it in my negatives, but for the most part, I get what they were trying to do with the plot, and in a weird way, I kind of understood what it was. It was just very like all over the place. Like they have to find this like a rock or whatever, or no, the rock's in Constantine's house, but they're trying to figure out what the deal is with the whole like why are these possessions happening, and revealing that's actually part of the stone that Constantine has. But then his friend, who he kind of has some beef with Constantine, wants to cure himself of like the disease he has with the stone, but in reality the stone's actually manipulating him to unleash the villain. Like it's for the most part, it's very to me it's straightforward. I will agree it's a bit all over the place and a little too complex, but it's actually very interesting. And I will also say too, the stuff in the hospital was fun.
That was probably my favorite sequence in the entire movie.
I thought it was fun. I think it was either that or the one with like the wizard, or like the fight with the wizard. I thought that was fun too.
That one actually kind of gave me a headache, but yeah.
Anime wise, right. Not much. I was just watching the Royal Rumble last night. It was a pretty good Rumble. Yeah, it was really good. The ending though, that was fantastic. Well, I guess other than that,
It's time for my
yeah,
positives, and that would be about it.
yeah, Dylan, give me
Because
your
I don't
positives
have a
here.
lot of positives. One positive that I really have that I appreciate, because this is something that I keep talking about with Aquaman, is I really like the fact that in this movie they didn't try to shoehorn in a bunch of Justice League stories that it takes away from the main story. The main story of this movie was Constantine. I like the fact that they actually paid attention to that. I do the fact that they were trying to do the whole magic thing. If I just reach into my negative bag a little bit, it's the only reason why I got lost is I think it's just because I really don't understand magic in the DC universe, where I understand magic in a lot of other universes. Like, I understand that we had what's her name, Raven last movie and everything else, and I know Raven from the Teen Titans, but I don't know what magic is in this particular
And
universe. And she
Starfire,
really
which
was
is useless.
nothing in the last movie. She was great, don't get me wrong, but no explanation in terms of her power. So I think that's another reason why I was lost, because every time they were trying to get into it, I'm like, okay, wait, what? Maybe I just need to know more about Constantine to like this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we'll
Uh,
get into. I'll talk more into my negatives when we get there. But my positives really is I liked the fact that they were at least trying to focus on Constantine and his story, and not just on random Justice League making appearances, taking away from the main story.
what's up,
And
David?
even then, with Batman in there, it at least felt like Batman actually had a place in there.
I disagree with you there.
And
Yeah.
that, and also because I felt like I needed a familiar character to follow. Otherwise, this movie I would have really been drowning in this
I
movie.
do agree with you there. Because I don't know anything about Constantine. He's for me, I guess, Doctor Strange type character. Not type character, but I
Mostly,
mean the whole magic aspect.
yeah, he's
But that's
DC's
the
Doctor
thing. I
Strange.
understand what magic is in Marvel. I don't understand what magic is in DC, and there was no explanation in this movie, which I was kind of hoping there would be.
Do you understand what magic is on the Magic Railroad?
Oh, you gonna bring that up? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's no, I can't make that joke. Never mind.
Sparkle, 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 motherfucker.
Alrighty.
You made
Well, it is time to get into our negatives. And Zach, I'm actually going to have you start first. What are your negatives with this movie?
Me? Oh, it's that.
I gotta say, this is, aside from already being my least favorite film in this run of movies, the pacing is messy. Like really, really messy. It's not just for like, oh, it feels too long or feels too slow. It's just simply messy. Like there is not a single scene in this movie that felt like it went on for too long. It felt like every part of the movie was rushed. Maybe it was something where they decided to rework it in the editing room, or this was just how it was made. I don't know, but the pacing is the biggest thing. It is a fucking mess. And the and yeah, Constantine, Batman, and Zatanna were the only, and Swamp Thing for the little bit he's into it. Those four were the only characters I really gave a shit about. I could give a shit about anyone else in this movie. I'm
Wait,
sorry.
so did you not like Etrigan, Zach?
It was bland, you know. It wasn't interesting. Again, maybe that just goes to the fact that I know nothing about these characters, and I just need to maybe read up more about them, but they just didn't grab me. And the villains were just, ugh. Yeah, mostly that is just very messy pacing and very uninteresting characters aside from the main four.
Okay, well, I'm actually going to be very quick with my negatives because a lot of the negatives that Zach had, I also have. First off, I agree with the pacing. The pacing is very inconsistent. I think that the overall, just in general, the pacing at points I even felt was very slow. Like, I feel like it's just not a. At points, it does get a little boring. I will say that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's that I was bored. It's just, again, it was more or less that like every scene in the movie felt like it didn't go on long enough. It's just like whoosh and rush to the next thing.
I wouldn't say rushed. I think for the most part it was done fine, but I do agree that the pacing at points can be a little weird. The villain, yeah, I mean he's not really in the movie. He's only really only in the movie in like the final act, and he's not very interesting. Like he's just kind of there. Like again, I think it's fine for this movie because this movie is more about introducing the Just League Dark, and it's more about Constantine, Satana, just the members of the Just League Dark. So as far as the villain not being that great, I actually understand that. That's not necessarily a negative, but I agree. You could have had the villain maybe appear a little bit more here and there, but that's just to me. I mean, I like the look of him. I will say that, but I felt like his powers were just kind of like, Because like he basically makes the Justice League afraid of stuff. Like, I mean, I guess it makes sense with the whole possession thing, but I'm just like, like he really wasn't that threatening. He just had like a little bubble around him the entire time. Also, where the fuck did these other Justice League members come from? Like, that is one thing I would like to know. Where did John Stewart come from? Like, where did Hawkman come? Like, there's so many of these. Like, this is an issue with this universe as a whole. I wish we had maybe a couple more movies to, like, maybe explain what is happening in between these movies, because you can't just drop John Stewart into a movie and then just be like, oh, here's John Stewart.
That's exactly what I was saying, which is frustrating for me because I actually really love John Stewart's character. He's actually my favorite Green Lantern. But yeah, but even I was saying we've been following Hal Jordan the last few movies, so where did he come from?
Yeah.
Right. And especially we know that Hal Jordan is still around. So it's like, don't get me wrong, John Stewart is fine. I really like John Stewart. I just wish that they maybe had like a little bit of a, wait, so where did he come from type of moment. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
like, that's kind of confusing. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have any other negatives. Other than, like, characters just showing up out of nowhere and the villain and the pacing. Honestly, that's really... I really don't have anything else, to tell you the truth. I think this movie was pretty solid. So, you know what? Dylan, I'm actually gonna let you start.
So you're gonna let me tear this film apart now,
No,
right?
no.
Here I come. Here we go. All right. So what did I actually think about this movie? Because most of my thoughts are negative about this movie, and I apologize for that to anyone who does like this movie. But first off, like you guys said, the pacing, it was kind of off. It was kind of slow. It kind of bored me a little. Not to mention I was very tired anyway, so that didn't help. Um, Truth be told, while the animation was incredible, I'm not saying that. This movie was dark. No, legit, it looks dark. Like someone turn on a light in this film, please. I can't see anything. I'm kidding, but seriously. Another thing that I really just didn't like of the film is, I'm sorry, none of these characters are memorable. None of these characters I like. Batman, who is my favorite DC character right now, he's in this movie, and he just sits there and grunts 90% of the time and says, "Oh hey, look at that." He does nothing. At least have him do some action fighting scene at the end of the film, and they don't even really give me that. Sure, he does fight, but he really doesn't do anything in this movie. The only reason why he's there is because he's a member of the Justice League. That's the only reason why he's there. And I feel like if you revised this movie as just Constantine, you could still have Batman there. But explain to me a little bit more about the magical universe and explain to me as Justice League. Oh, and here's a big thing. Make Johnny an actual likable character. Don't get me wrong. I like characters like Johnny usually that are kind of like kind of like the jerk character that's actually a good guy. That's a really good uh character trope, and that's what they were going for. The problem is there was nothing likable about him by the end of the film for me. Honestly, I get it. Now, I can't remember her name. What's the girl's name?
Zatanna.
Satana. Again, can't remember any of these characters. I think the only one who might be at the very minimum rememberable is Satana, and I'll probably forget her within the next film too. It would be told. I think she was actually the best character of the movie, and even she wasn't enough to keep me entertained. Now as for the villain. I actually really thought the villain and his rivalry with Johnny, his history with Johnny, was interesting. I just wish they kind of had more. And then they went into the whole thing with Johnny's quote unquote friend who was actually caught as a demon. I enjoyed his story, but like maybe that should have been a movie on its own, because it was just kind of shoehorned into this film, and it comes back to me really not understanding the magic part of this movie. It's just kind of like snap your fingers and it's there. And I get it. Magic is like that, but magic usually there's an explanation with the magic. And in this film, I expected an explanation with the magic. How did Johnny know about magic? How did Johnny learn about his magical powers? I don't know this character, so I'm sorry, but at the end of the film, I just felt like what the heck did I watch? Because I literally got lost halfway through the movie, and the other half of the movie, I just sat back and was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch the fight. I did pay attention to the story best I could, but even the story was a little convoluted and hard to follow for me, which is really funny considering I like magic movies, magic stories. I'm a fan of Harry Potter as well as Doctor Strange. I even like Doctor Strange 2! Yes, I'm bringing that back for you, Nindroid. I think that was even better than this. I am not.
Yeah, Ninjoid does not like Doctor Strange 2, but then again, there's no acquiring for taste.
With that said, as much as I didn't like it, I wouldn't call this film a bad movie. Like it's a good film. I just think I like the story. I like the concept. I just feel like it's only my only problem is the only reason why I don't like it is because I don't know these characters enough. But that's my
Okay.
negatives.
Damn. Wow.
Did I destroy the movie for you?
Well, a little bit, but not by much. Let's get into some of these comments so that way we can kind of get back to some normalcy here.
Oh man.
Kavari comes in. Starfire's powers aren't magic. Yes, they are not magic, Kavari.
No, they aren't.
I know Marvel's magic is not even close to DC's. No, I don't think it really is. I hear Dr. Fate would wipe the floor with Doctor Strange.
That is true.
Probably, yeah. DC's magic is more realistic.
I like DC magic, but again, so if I go back to the way Teen Titans was, and I'm talking about the show, not the movie. When I talk about the show, the way magic worked in that, I understood it, and it was fantastic. This film, I don't understand the magic. It wasn't till remember, this is a different universe. This DC universe is different from the other DC universes, and I need to understand this magic before. I don't know. You get my point. I just need to not only understand the magic, I need to understand the characters, and I don't understand the characters.
Yeah, George
Yeah.
Lucas in the chat. What's up, George? Benedict
Hey, Jordan.
Cumberbatch is unhappy with Stranger's direction. Interesting. Damn Eagles. And then it looks like Kavari's throwing Rotten Tomatoes at you, Dylan.
Yep. Come on, I like ketchup. Come on. Actually, I
Now-
don't like ketchup very often. I
You
prefer
want fries
mustard.
with that?
But
You want fries with that ketchup? And also a milkshake for you to dip your fries in?
Can I discuss my negatives?
Yes,
No.
Android.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
No.
Okay. So my biggest negative, because I mean Zach and Dylan kind of got into most of mine, the pacing in this movie. I feel like everything is a little bit drawn out, honestly, and it made me want to fall asleep, but I didn't. So, yeah. To me, Batman's character was shoehorned into it.
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, I think that way. I like Constantine. I think Constantine was the best part of the movie. That's the thing. But I will say, like, it's just not my type of movie because of it just being a little bit too weird, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't even a huge fan of the comics with Justice League Dark, so it's just not my type of movie. It's not a bad one though. That's all Austin, I guess.
Wow. Okay. Well, that was all his negatives. To go back to my positives though, I do agree with what Dylan said. I do like the rivalry. Well, not necessarily rivalry, but kind of like the bitterness from John's friend who actually becomes the villain. But you also understand his motive of he's dying and he wants to find a cure, and it's actually a genuine. You feel bad for him, but at the same time, like you don't because he's kind of being a jerk about it. So it's kind of.
mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's a very interesting dynamic. David Q comes in. What do you consider reviewing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Batman crossover?
We did that on my channel. You guys can go check that out.
Indeed. All right. Now, let us get into our final grades and final thoughts. And I'm actually going to start first on this. So here, I'm going to kind of go back here just to see how I'm going to assess this. I gave Flashpoint Paradox an A. I gave Justice League War B. I gave Son of Batman a B+. I gave Dawn of Atlantis a B-. I gave Batman vs. Robin an A. I gave Batman Bad Blood a B-. I think I'm going to actually give Justice League vs. Teen Titans a C+. And I think I'm going to give Justice League Dark a solid B. I think it's a solid B. It's good. I liked it. It's not perfect. It's definitely not my favorite, but for what it is, I liked it. What's up, Tim?
Hey, Tim.
It's very fresh, new. It doesn't feel like I'm watching just another DC anime movie. I like how different it is. I like the magical side of things. I agree the pacing and the villain do kind of take it down a little bit, but other than that, I liked it. The B, and it's actually not my least favorite anymore. I will say it did kind of get bumped up a few places. Again, my ranking will change depending on what happens later on, but overall, I liked it. What's up, Monster? All right, Dylan. Final grades and final thoughts.
Okay, final thoughts. I actually I know I have a lot of negatives with this movie, but again, like I said, I think it just comes down to the fact that I didn't really know the character very well, and a lot of this movie kind of didn't make me care about the character very well. That's just me though, and I could possibly change my mind in the future when I get to know this character better. I know he comes back in other films. So with that said, this is a C-. This is the worst film so far for me. but that's my opinion. 7. It's a low 7 out of 10. I almost
Ooh.
want to go 6.5.
Damn. Wow. Okay. Dylan's been drinking the. Dylan just
The
he's,
Kool-Aid.
he's snapping today, guys.
He's drinking the Kool-Aid.
The 6.5. That's where I'm sticking it.
All right. Well, very low grade. Enjoyed. Your final grade for Justice League Dark.
Okay, so like I said, it's not the worst movie ever. It's gonna have to be a solid C.
Wow, I'm the only B here. I feel like. Okay. C for Justice League Dark. For Nindroid, Zach, your final grade and final thoughts.
Ooh, I don't know. Like I said, the pacing is very messy and not very many interesting characters aside from the main one. So you know what? I'll give it a B and a 6 out of 10. I can't be too hard on it. It's my least favorite in this run of DC films, but I can't be too hard on it because, to be fair, I don't have any familiarity with the characters, so maybe I could read more up on them and I'll like them more. But for now, it's a B and a 6 out of 10.
Actually, a B would be an 8 out of 10, just to let you know.
Yeah.
All right, so we have 2 Bs, we have a C minus and a C. So I think just in general, it's very mixed. Like it's more B C-ish for this movie. All right, I can take that. Monster comes in. Does DC even make good animated movies anymore?
I don't know about anymore, but usually, yeah, this one might have been not that great, but most of them are. By the way, I did leave a link in the chat to me and Austin's review on my channel of Batman Ninja for you guys. Batman versus Ninja Turtles.
Tim gives it a B. Yeah, kind of same here, Tim. I mean, there are good ones here and there, but recently, yeah, there are some really not great ones out there. Like the most recent Green Lantern movie that came out was bad. That Injustice movie was ungodly bad. I liked Long Halloween. Hmm. You know what, Monster? I'll
That's funny, Tim.
get back to that. I'll get back to that.
That's funny, Tim.
Dylan drank some vegan gluten-free milk today, like George Lucas on my stream. At George Lucas, like drinking that vegan gluten-free milk. Kavari's like, what's your next DC animated movie you're reviewing? That, Kavari, on Tuesday, we will be reviewing Teen Titans, Wednesday, we're going to be reviewing Teen Titans, The Judas Contract. So, I think this next one might be high marks. I will say that. Yeah, actually, we're gonna get to one more. We're gonna get to this next comment. Kavari said this a little while ago, but I'm just gonna get to it now. Side topic: DCU slate dropping tomorrow. That's very interesting.
Monster
it is.
gives it a C plus. I can't believe that I'm agreeing with Monster. Now something really is going on because I give it a C minus.
Injustice was a step down. It should have been great. The cinematic scenes were great in the game. Yeah, I don't know how they butchered it. Yeah, Monster, you know what? I agree with you. It really was a bad movie. It didn't know what it wanted to be. It didn't know if it wanted to adapt the comics or the game, and then it just this weird I don't know what just this weird mixture. You know, it's just
I thought I was talking about Dark.
Agglomeration, I guess. I can't spell words today. Agglomeration. There you go. Yeah, it was just bad. Really bad. With that being said, though, guys, we're at 54 minutes. We finished the review. Yeah, I think, actually, yeah, that's actually gonna do it. I want to thank everybody who came in the chat tonight. I want to thank Monster, Tim, Kavari, Dylan, David Q, George Lucas, Anime Waifu, Tara Strong Fan. I know Danny was in the chat. Deshaun. We had a good amount of variety of people. So
And we went for an hour, and we had quite a variety of opinions. So this actually made for a very interesting stream.
it was very interesting. Probably the most, I guess, split the panel has been thus far in these reviews. Now, I think that this next review, I think we're all going to come to an agreement on. I think, at least. So, yeah, I think that's it for Just League Dark. Tune in on Wednesday. We're going to be talking about Teen Titans: The Judas Contract. Tim says later, and Kavar says the biggest problem with Injustice was too much story in one movie. I agree. Now, with that being said, I'm going to let everybody go around the panel one more time, let everybody know where they can find themselves at. We'll start with Enjoy down there. Where can they find you at?
You guys can find me on Star Wars Network, where sometime I'm going to start with the content. Galactic Chat will be starting when Mandalorian drops, season 3. So guys, go check it out. We do have a whole panel ready for that. I'm going to also be starting to review every single Star Wars movie for my first few videos on the channel. So if you guys want to hear my opinions and views on all of the Star Wars movies, and then eventually will lead up to a ranking video, please go check that out. And you can always find me on Austin's channel, Dylan's channel for anime talk, which this week we'll be talking about Chainsaw Man, which I'm actually looking forward to. And
Should be fun.
yes, you can also find me when I'm not working on the Hangouts on Geiskar's channel, as well as you can also find me when I'm not working on the Bad Batch Roundtable. So yeah, guys, go check out all that, and thank you, Austin, for having me on.
No problem. It's always a pleasure. Next up, we have Zach. Where can they find you at?
You all can find me and my adorable little furball. She's around here somewhere. For the Scream review series leading up to the release of Scream 6 in March. And I am also going to plug the Cool Kids reviews, where on the 4th of February, I will be joining them all on their channel for a live review of M. Night Shyamalan's newest movie, The Knock at the Cabin. In fact, I'm actually going to insert their channel in the comments. Little shameless plug. One sec. But yep, that's mostly what I got going on. So like and subscribe and get hype.
Awesome. Dylan, where can they find you at?
Sorry, I forgot I was muted. You guys can not only find me on Star Wars Network's channel sometimes, you can find me on Zach Algiola's channel for the Scream reviews. We just reviewed Scream 2, watched it for the first time. That was epic. I can't wait for next week when we review Scream 3. Actually epic. It's my first time watching it, so come and enjoy the reviews on Zach Algiola's channel. You can also find me on Tim's Talk, which earlier tonight we talked about Bad Batch Episode 5. Man, that was a fun discussion. And you can also find me on the Austin Nayers channel for DCE reviews, as well as come check me out on Dylan Still Hobbies, where I'm not doing anything, but you can find my old videos there. But hopefully, you guys will find me on Anime Talk, talking anime. My next anime talk is going to be Chainsaw Man, talking with Austin, Ninjroid here, hopefully Sour, maybe. I just gathered up a couple of my friends and talk anime. So if you guys are into anime and you want to just hang out and chat, then come check out Anime Talk, please. With that said, thanks for having me on. Awesome.
No problem. It's always a pleasure. And you can find me on my channel where do these DC animated movie reviews. This next one, we're going to be doing Judas Contract, Teen Titans Judas Contract, and on Saturday we'll be talking about Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. So they're going to be those two movies this week, and then next week will be, or then the following week will then be Death of Superman and Constantine City of Demons, and then Reign of the Superman, Batman Hush, and then Wonder Woman Bloodlines and JusticeLeagueDark Apocalypse War, and then it'll all culminate with a ranking stream on how we would rank these movies from worst to best. You can find me on the Bad Batch Roundtable. Actually, you're going to find me there tomorrow. You can find me on the Guy Scar Basco Scenarios channel on Wednesdays for the Hangout. You can find me, you could have found me earlier tonight on Tim's Talk, where we talked about the Bad Batch, the most recent episode of Bad Batch. And you can find me usually on Zach Axiola's channel every couple of weeks for the stream reviews. I wasn't there this week because something came up, but I'll be there for Scream 3. So, guys,
And remember, people, whenever Michael Bay makes a movie, this is the natural reaction to have.
Get this shit off me!
Dude.
Yeah. Rest in peace to the headphone users out there, and yeah, don't watch Michael Bay or else you'll probably have your ears bleed. But with that being said, though, guys, we are out of here. So thank you guys for watching. It's the Osnator signing out. Peace.
Peace.
Anti-life is found, Assad, and we will stop it.